Hey, good Tuesday morning. Thanks for logging on, checking out this Iowa forecast update. Discussing the latest on the blizzard threat later tonight. Did even have some thunderstorms out there, kind of what we talked about yesterday. Back across west, central, southwest Iowa, and from what I understand, there even was some hail reported out there. We got this blizzard warning that goes into effect southwest Iowa this evening, more so towards, I would say, late tonight, and especially towards midnight for central Iowa, areas along that I-35 corridor and points to the east. I think that mainly if you're down here, Waterloo, Indianola, Osceola, your blizzard warning down here is likely to accompany the fact of when snow is falling, because you're not expecting a lot of snowfall accumulation back here. It's mainly going to be from Mason City, Fort Dodge, and down through Atlantic, Red Oak, Omaha. It's been an area that we've been talking about since yesterday. If you look at the forecast radar, kind of timing things out with this here, going through 8 o'clock this morning, 9, 10, 11, you're going to notice that shower thunderstorm complex continues to work off into central and southern Iowa, lifting up from the south here. Even some scattered showers back into northwest Iowa as you're getting towards midday here, heading through 1 o'clock this afternoon, 2, 3, 4, 5 p.m. this evening. And I think at this point, widespread rain across the state, transitioning over to snow as soon as 5, 6 o'clock this evening for places like Sioux City, Lamar's, Orange City, Sheldon, the Iowa Great Lakes, and I would even say as far east here as Spencer. This is by 6 p.m., heading through 7 p.m., 8, 9, 10, 11. There's midnight. Notice how short duration the snowfall is across northwest Iowa, and that's part of the reason we've been calling for those lower end amounts. Not only the fact that this is a heavy wet snow, it takes a little bit more to stack up in terms of accumulation versus a dry snow, but as you're going through the pre-dawn hours of Wednesday morning, heading through 1 a.m., 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 a.m. on Wednesday. And I think as you're waking up on Wednesday morning, a lot of that snow tapering off across western Iowa. So again, like we talked about yesterday, especially farther west, this is more of an overnight event, all right? Central Iowa, eastern Iowa, completely different story here. As we get through 7 a.m., 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's by noon tomorrow. So by midday, the snow is tapered off. So if you have blizzard conditions out there, it's going to be from what is on the ground. And that's mainly going to be focused in those areas that we called for those higher amounts. And I'll get into that here in a minute. But you get through 1 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 p.m. I think Wednesday afternoon into early Wednesday evening, those snow showers probably more so are going to linger east of I-35 across far eastern Iowa. And then touching on the wind gusts here, overall what we talked about yesterday afternoon remains very, very set in stone here. 2 to 4 o'clock this afternoon, strong winds increasing across northwest, west central Iowa. Gusts a good 40, 50 miles per hour, increasing even farther as you get deeper into this evening, 45, 55 miles per hour. And then this will peak here as soon as 8 to 10 p.m. here. This is 9 o'clock. There's 10 o'clock. You can see 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts back into western Iowa. And then this gradually will spread to the east as we get to 11 p.m. this evening, midnight, and then going through the pre-dawn hours of Wednesday morning, continuing to slowly move off to the east. And this is by the time you get to 6 a.m. on Wednesday. You got 40, you could just as well say 40 to 60 miles per hour across the state, except for far east, southeastern Iowa. And that's because you're going to have that heart of the low right over far northwest Illinois and far southeast Iowa. So you're actually going to have a very calm wind before the wind really cranks up over there. But you had the corridor of strongest gusts here Wednesday morning across central Iowa. You get into Wednesday afternoon, and again, still getting gusts out there, I think a good 40, 50 miles per hour. But as you go through Wednesday afternoon, especially towards 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, notice how the wind starts to die down across western Iowa. Still looking at 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts for places along the I-35 corridor, points east here tomorrow afternoon. So it's going to take time for the wind to die down here. This is 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and you still have gusts here, 30, 40 miles per hour across far eastern Iowa. So here's an updated look at the snowfall forecast. Went ahead and revised this a little bit. We've kind of tightened that corridor a little bit. It's something we talked about yesterday that we may need to do. And so a couple things to note here. Obviously, more of what we talked about yesterday, not expecting a lot of snow back here, not expecting a lot of snow down here, but we're focusing in here from southwest up through portions of central and into north central Iowa, all right? And there could even be some locally 6+ inch totals here. I just want to address that. There can be some locally 6+ inch totals here. And then I'm focusing the highest amounts here in this 6 to 9 inch zone to be across portions of Kossuth and Winnebago County in north central Iowa. That's where I'm focusing in on as of this morning. That's something that we've been trying to fine tune. Where was the highest amounts going to be at? Yeah, they're definitely going to be right up here near the Minnesota border. I calculated right around 7 to 8 with locally 9 is what I calculated this morning. So, I mean, either way, no matter how you look at it, a lot of snow, and it's going to be really hard to measure it because you're going to have very strong winds out there. And then before we go, touching on the blizzard risk forecast that was released yesterday. Overall, not really too much to discuss here, other than the fact that it basically highlights the area that was introduced in the blizzard warning earlier this morning, aligns very nicely with that concept, but it helps you gauge how bad the blizzard is. That's part of the reason we added that into that blizzard post earlier this morning. That's the main thinking right now. This is likely going to be the final forecast, but we'll be watching this carefully as we go throughout the day. As always, client of ours, reach out if you have any questions. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.